I discuss what the research Mattis has been doing at the Church of Shala. I express how I've been doing research at the Church of Myrmidon, and tell him about my sick mother.
Mattis first off gives his condolences for your sick mother and wishes her
Thank you.
route to great health. Mattis says he's been researching a new healing method that he could teach to common soldiers on the front lines. He says it's very complex, and I'm trying to simple it down so even the brutest, bluntest, not intelligent soldier could understand it.
I let Mattis know that
It's-
I have my own ways with healing, and I can show him what I know as well, if he needs my help in training the soldiers.
Mattis says, I've heard of your renowned ability and your great deeds, Aiden.
I give Mattis a pat on the back and sit down and make fire.
Mattis gives a laugh and says, okay.
We gotta take camp, guys.
All right.
It's gonna get dark.
Wait, is it getting dark?
It's getting dark now.
It's getting dark.
Mattis thanks you. He says, I'm sure if we run into any beastmen, I'll see your ability.
Shit.
As we're setting up a fire, I go up to Arthur and tell him that we need to set up a perimeter and start going through setting up rotations for the watch so we can make sure we're safe from beastmen and force.
Arthur says, we've been doing this for the past 2 weeks. I understand. You don't need to tell me every time, Marcelo.
Then I tell him that he's got a bad feeling.
I understand, Marcelo. Rictor will return soon with some reports, I hope. I mean, we've only run into a few beastmen on the trip here. I doubt we'll run into anything big, but I appreciate you being vigilant. I'll take note.
And then also, I let him know about the Crimson Tears and my mission, and that I've heard rumors that in this part of the forest,
Yes.
the cult has been operating, and I have suspicions,
Yes.
and that's why I'm so on edge.
Arthur's face, his usual happy and go-lucky face, gets serious. He says, "I've heard reports of them, and we've been instructed to be on the outlook for any enclaves of them."
Yeah, I beckon Varian over and I ask him about his Elvish heritage, and I express my interest and my background knowledge in Elvish history.
I thank you for your interest in my culture.
Can you tell me? I don't know.
Spoken like a true elf.
I confirm my suspicions about elves being slightly awkward to talk to. And, I go back and I talk with Mattis.
I safely heard that I don't think it's wise to set camp in a clear opening. I suggest we look for a cave or something to sleep under, as I don't wish to use our tents right away at the beginning of the
Sorry, nighttime, we can't move.
Who did you say that to?
The whole group.
Oh, Arthur comes in. He says the caves around here are known to shelter horrors that are unspeakable. I would rather much live or camp in a clearing
Plus it's nighttime.
than
It would
face
be
a horror.
safe.
I look
Marcelo.
around and I try and figure out where the talking is coming from, because I can't see him.
What?
Because he's short.
Okay.
Oh.
Arthur, I'm sorry, my intelligence is low, but I have a keen sense for the wilderness, and I just know it not to be safe to be out in the open. We best camouflage ourselves as best we can.
Jurgen, you make a good point. You will be in charge of this camouflaging of our camp.
I would like to use my outdoor survival to camouflage the camp as best possible in an opening with branches and such.
He says, I don't know what the skill is, but you can roll dice if you
Wait,
have
wait.
it by chance.
Then, I talk to the halfling dude and say, like, what are you gonna go do? Gather firewood by yourself in the middle of nighttime in a beastman fucking corrupted forest?
I don't need to go deep in the forest. I can work with the mud and branches and leaves on
Okay.
the outside of it.
That's good.
Clearing.
Jurgen, everyone's very impressed with his knowledge. Like, oh, he's gonna hide us real well. Jurgen goes, he grabs like a few twigs and like gets some mud, and he ends up spilling it on Arthur's tent. And he throws the twigs on some tents, but it just kind of makes the tents dirty. And no one's pleased, but no one's gonna say anything.
Oh wait,
He tried his
can
best.
I would like to light up my pipe and tobacco and stare at the halfling in frustration.
You don't have to ask. You just do it.
Is there any others who have higher intelligence and outdoor survival? I seem to have made a mess.
Do you have it?
Wait, I think we should go to sleep because we have a long road ahead of us.
No, I don't have that.
Arthur agrees. He says, Victor isn't back yet. We need to post a watch, so if he comes back, give me a
Hey, who's gonna
perception
pull
check.
watch? Who has good perception?
Me.
Okay.
I pass.
You see trees and some grass, and the moon's up.
Did you see,
Oh.
was it a full moon?
Yes. It was.
Good, so there will be much light tonight.
That's good thinking. Just to be sure, I also try to feel around the area for any sort of foul magic at play.
You sit down, you concentrate, and you feel magic all around you from the south. You're very keen right now, and you're detecting magic, but you know it's not from the area, and you're just getting a lot of interference.
There's magic, but I don't know where.
Oh, you're getting interference. Why are you getting interference?
Aiden,
I'm not sure.
Can you tell the difference whether it being good magic or bad magic?
You tell it's very petty good magic. It
Very
seems to
petty.
be people just
There's some
People
magical retards in the
experimenting.
south.
It doesn't seem like it's anything harmless, but it's just some apprentice wizards at most, but I am getting some strange interference that makes me slightly concerned.
the interference makes your mouth dry.
Yeah, I asked
take a sip
Arthur
from my
who's
canteen.
taking first shift so we can all go to sleep.
Arthur says, "I'll take first shift."
I'll take
the-
second shift.
I'll take third.
I'll take fourth.
That's all that's needed. Good night, fellow adventurers. Be on the lookout for Richter. He appears out of the shadows, they say.
Oh my god.
Isn't Richter on our team?
Yeah, but it's just like.
And you'll go to sleep.
I wake up.
Arthur comes up and he shakes you awake. He's like, "Marcelo, it is the time."
Like, alright, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, so I
Your shift goes, nothing happens. It's pretty boring.
Okay.
Alright.
And I'm gonna go wake up third shift. Who had third shift?
My shift.
Alright, I'm going to wake up Yar.
You're at camp. You're just looking around. Nothing's really happening. You feel yourself kind of going to sleep, and then you,
Wake up.
yeah, and then you go to wake up the last person who would. She wakes you up, Aiden. You're in the middle of your shift, and you're looking around. You hear some noises, and you don't know where they're quite coming from. And you hear some rumbling, and you remember you ate some weird stew that Terrace prepared earlier. You feel rumbling very deep in your body, and then you start pooping. However, you're good. You know.
What would have happened if I failed?
You've been in
yourself.
this situation before, so you quickly pull down your pants. And you don't shit in your pants.
You have an upset tummy, problems.
Next day, you guys get up. You start moving north. Still, you guys are walking. You hear a rustle in the bushes as you journey.
Can I investigate the noise?
Alright, as you investigate, Richter comes out of the bushes.
I ask him where he's been.
Richter says, "I've seen things, my friends."
What do you see?
What things?
Says, "I've seen marks of chaos
Oh,
north of here." Says,
How far?
It looks about a day's ride. I said, "It looks like they're setting up for something. There are marks and inscriptions and weird circles. I'm not familiar with every kind."
Like, did he see people, or did he only see marks, like signs, like fucking shit where they'd been there? Or did they
He
see
gets a
people?
frown at your inquisitions and turns to Arthur. He says,
Oh
"We
my
should probably head there soon."
I grab him and tell him I need to know.
You grab him?
I grab him. I tell him I need to know.
As you go to grab him, he grabs your arm and twists it,
Ah!
and you can tell he's right about to break it. But he didn't. He held restraint. Arthur grabbed his shoulder. He says, "Calm down, Richter. This one's not experienced. I'm sorry."
I command the group, the whole group that we're with, to calm down and let them know that we need to start heading north for the camp immediately.
The priest Aiden, he calms everyone down. Richter seems to bend to his will, I guess. Arthur says, "Yes, we can't waste time. We must ride north immediately."
I quickly share with the group the importance of chaos and the danger we might be facing into, and to gather everyone's morale, I read a few prayers from my prayer book.
As we are heading north, I decide to shadow Richter.
Richter's riding with a group right now. He asks you, he says, "Jurgen, would you like to go ahead with me?" He says, "Would you like to go one-on-one with me, all alone, north, to scout out, to see if anything has changed at the camp?" So it would just be us two. We would have to rely solely on us.
I shout off in the distance, a sound! And when he turns, I use my silent move to hide in someone's bag.
So Richter looks, he knows it's nothing, but then he looks back and he sees you, and You're in a bag, but your legs are sticking out. And he's very confused, and he just rides up ahead.
Richter, as Ricky rides away, I crawl out my bag and get back on my horse and wipe my forehead.
Hey, I ride up to Aiden and tell him good job calming the group down. So I get a little bit intense when it comes to chaos and kind of lost my head, but good job with the fellowship keeping everybody together.
I know you're just trying to keep the group safe. Richter's kind of hard to deal with sometimes, but I know you know the danger of chaos.
We
Rick-
need
people.
to get more knowledge on the chaos because he didn't tell us anything besides he saw a bunch of the chaos.
That's
Really
true.
wish he had told us like how many people he saw, if he saw people at all,
Aiden,
where.
Richter doesn't know much about chaos.
as we walk, could you share with us what you know of these things that we might be dealing with?
We don't know what we're going to be walking into. All I know is Victor told us he saw marks that he believed to be chaos. It should be known that chaos don't trust anything they say. They're evil, pure evil. There's nothing good can come of the chaos. If you see chaos, you strike them dead.
How will I know if I see chaos?
Mutations, beastmen. I mean, I'm assuming that you know what beastmen are.
If you detect any sort of evil,
I-
generally the area will look scorched. It'll be stormy. It'll be.
I'm
If you-
slightly confused, as I have been called a beastman on several occasions. But I know scorching from far, and we'll look out for that.
Just be very, very vigilant. Be aware of your surroundings and let us know what you see. It's the only way we can stay safe.
You guys know Richter. The past few weeks, he has been very antisocial. It seems the only person he'll talk to is Arthur.
I ride up to Arthur and ask him if he told anything about what he found. Also, apologizing for my behavior.
Arthur says, say that was a little out of line. You know Richter does not really fancy people. You grabbing at someone's never a good idea. He says, yes, Richter said there were signs of life there. Not many men or beasts or whatever lay there. But he stumbled upon the camp when there was nobody there. There were only symbols. But he predicts there would be a force around 20 people.
20 people?
Yeah.
Did he say, like, what type of camp it was? Was it, like, really neat and
He
organized?
says it looks like it's just been set up.
So, but it is neat and organized as in
It-
humans
it-
would have set it up? Or is it that kind of, like, squalor that beast that would be, like...
He
really
says
bad?
it's been set up for a purpose, he thinks.
Like a staging point?
Maybe.
Interesting.
Alright, Marcel, I believe we should ride on.
Alright, let's go.
Aiden looks in the sky and you look in the sky, you think you saw something like a small animal. You couldn't really tell what it was. It looked to be like a bird. Then you heard like a bird call.
Well, usually that's a good sign because around parts that are really tainted, you don't see wildlife.
Let's see life, yeah.
So that's a good sign.
Everything's pretty calm, guys. We aren't too close yet. Life
keep
is
riding
still
on.
out. Let's just keep riding on. We're about a day away from the camp, though, right?
We're about it. We'll ride there by night, and Richter says we should strike at night. So
Just checking that.
he says if we leave the camp unattended, probably it would not be a good idea. It's better to deal with this right away. And
Last night was a full moon, so we should still have like significant amount of moonlight tonight, so it'd be
of
good
course,
stuff.
yeah.
I talked with Terrace and make sure she's ready for the battle ahead.
She says I've fought many like these. Just keep your eyes open, watch your corners, and look behind you at all times.
I read to Aiden saying, she's a total bitch. Fucking hate her.
Do you say that?
Just to you, under my breath. Yes, I do.
Terrace gives you a look,
Yeah, okay.
and she gives you a very bad eye.
That's
She just she says men.
See,
I let Marcella know that Terrace can be disagreeable, but she's a fine warrior on the battlefield, and we need her.
Yeah, that's true.
And I ride up and just I try and talk to Terrace and let her know that Marcella means well.
Terrace says, please don't bother me right now. I'd like to be alone before battle.
I understand, and I say a little hymn from my book, and I ride on.
I come out from the corner of her eye and say, I know you don't wish to be disturbed, dear lady, but we would need to know the battle tactics that are going to be carried out tonight.
She says, you'll need what you need to know. Now, please don't bother me.
Can I do navigation to make sure we're going the right way?
Yeah, you look up, you see the sun, and then through your brain you see numbers come out, and then you see calculations and triangles, and you're like, yes, we're going the right way.
Okay, oh God, I was worried for a second.
That sounds like chaos.
Okay. Alright, it's nighttime. You were riding. Arthur puts his hand up and says, we have to get off our horses now. I think we're close to the camp. He leads the way with Terrace riding the rear, and Mattis is in the middle. Richter is not to be found. Yes. You guys are walking. As you're walking in the shadows, you see a glow of purple in the distance, and then you see some blue and gold. And you see these colors kind of flashing, and Arthur motions to move slower and slower. Arthur says, "Charge."